right, look, real talk. When I say you're not broke, you undisciplined, not saying that to disrespect nobody. I'm saying it because I seen it. I lived around it. I watch it happen to good men, hard-working men, men that really got potential. They just keep losing to one thing. Status. That needs to be seen. That need to look like you winning right now. And that's the game that keep men stuck. So let's break it down full in depth, like how it really go. Because most of y'all not broke because y'all don't have opportunities. Most of y'all broke because the moment you get access, yes, I said access, you mismanage it. And mismanagement don't look like I'm dumb. Mismanagement looks like I deserve it. Mismanagement looks like I'm tired. Mismanagement looks like I work hard. Mismanagement looks like one time won't hurt. And that one time becomes your lifestyle. Let me tell you the first story. I know a dude, solid dude, works every day, not lazy, not out here playing. He finally get a raise. Y'all know y'all be waiting on them raises. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Nothing crazy, but enough. He go from like $18 an hour to like $23 an hour. Now he feeling it. He see that check hit and he like, oh yeah, I'm up now. And the first thing he do, he start talking crazy. Not crazy like disrespectful. Crazy like he finally feel like me. He start looking at his car like it's embarrassing him. He start looking at his clothes like it's holding him back. He start looking at his apartment like it don't match his new pay. That's crazy, right? That's some of y'all. And I'm watching them and I already know what's coming. Because every man do the same thing when he don't have structure. He upgrade the image. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Before he upgrade the foundation. So boom, he go get a new car. Not a regular car, a car he can't afford. You know, them Lamborghinis, them Corvettes, all that type of stuff. But he can't make the pay. He can make the payment, and that's where the men mess up. Because you think if I can make the payment means I can afford it. They don't mean you can afford it. In fact, you can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Afford means you can buy it and it doesn't change your peace. Afford means if life happened, you still solid. Is you still solid today? If something was to happen, afford means you not one emergency away from stressing. And most of y'all want emergency from stressing. Y'all living bill to bill. But a lot of men, they don't buy what they can afford. They buy what they can finance. Even in relationships, boom, that's really not your woman. You just financing her. So he can get the car. So he get the car, payment high, insurance high, gas high, maintenance high, everything high. But he don't care because he got the look. He got the feeling. He got the status. He pull up, people noticing him. He posted, people react. He feel important. Then month 2 come. Month 3 come. Now he not excited no more. Now it's just a bill. A bill he got to pay forever. Now when he get paid, he not thinking about building. No, he ain't thinking about that. He thinking about catching up. And that's when I told him, bro, you ain't leveled up. You locked yourself in a box. A lot of y'all do that. Y'all put yourself in a box in the prison. Now let's break that down. Why do men do that? Because status is visible. Ownership is invisible. Nobody claps when you stack money. Nobody congratulates you for saving. Nobody sees discipline, but they see the car. They see the fit. They see the watch. So your ego chases what gets a reaction, and that reaction feels like progress. But is it truly? It's not. It's dopamine. It's stimulation. You get a hit of attention and you confuse that with growth. Let me give you another story. This one is even more relatable. A dude made like $3,500 a month, and he always saying he broke. Always. I'm talking about, y'all know the feeling. And I'm listening because sometimes people really got problems. So I lend them my ear. So I'm like, all right, where your money going? And he started listening. Rent, car note, insurance, phone, subscriptions, eating out, shoes, dates, hookah, drinks, trips, random purchases. He not broke, he leaking. That's the difference. Broke is you got no water in the tank. Leaking is you got water, you just wasting it. And a lot of y'all just wasting it. Most men are leaking because they don't have rules. They don't have boundaries with themselves. They let their emotions run their money. And if your emotions run your money, you will always feel broke. Now let's talk about the celebration mindset. Because a lot of y'all be celebrating yourself on the pat on the back for nothing. This is the one that kills, man. Every time you get money, you celebrate. What you celebrating for? Every time you get paid, you reward yourself. What you reward yourself for? Every time you make progress, you spend it. What you spending it for? That's backwards. A disciplined man, he rewards himself after structure. He rewards himself after the system is running, not before. But most men, they check here and they act like they won a lottery. Oh, they start spending before they even allocate. They spend first, then pay bills. Then whatever left is savings. But what's left is never anything. Because you already spent with your feelings. Now I'm going to tell you about a story about social media. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Because social media is the gasoline of this status addiction. I know a dude, he didn't even want a new car. He was fine. He let social media trick him into thinking he wanted a new car. But he started seeing everybody online, everybody winning, everybody up, everybody blessed. You know the feeling. So now he started feeling behind. Not because he actually behind, because he comparing his real life to other people highlight reels. So he goes get a car, not because he needed it, because he needed to feel like he belonged. And that's the dangerous part. Some men don't buy things because they want them. They buy things because they don't want to feel left out. You let them trick you into buying something you ain't even really want. That's some insecurity stuff. That's not ambition. Now let's talk about masculinity and money. This is where people get uncomfortable because we're gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men tie their self-worth to what they can show. They don't tie to discipline. They don't tie to control. They tie to appearance. So if you feel like you're not being respected, you try to buy respect. And you can't buy respect. Because real respect comes from consistency. Real respect comes from structure. Real respect comes from the way you move when nobody watching. But a man who doesn't have discipline, he tries to purchase the feeling of being powerful. And that's why he stays in debt. Let me get personal for a minute. I made ego decisions before. I bought things to feel ahead. Sure did. I wanted validation. Who don't? I wanted people to see progress. And it felt good for a moment. It felt real good. But then reality comes. Bills. Life. Emergencies. And now, I'm sitting there like, damn. Because the thing you bought didn't buy you freedom. It bought you responsibility. And responsibility ain't bad. But unnecessary responsibility is. That's why I say looking rich and being rich are two different things. Two different things. Now let's talk about renting attention. This is the best way I can explain it. When your lifestyle is finance, because y'all finance a lot of stuff, like I said earlier. When your image is debt funded, when your validation come with monthly payments, you renting attention because you spending money to get a reaction. You spending money to be seen. You spending money so people treat you different. But renting attention is expensive. And you gotta keep paying. Because once you start performing, you can't stop. You upgrade one thing, now you gotta upgrade the next. Because your image can't downgrade. And that's when men become slaves to their own appearance. Let me tell you another story. This one about credit cards. Y'all know y'all love them credit cards. I know a dude, he got a credit card. He thought credit card meant free money. He started swiping. He buying clothes. He buying foods. He buying little stuff every day. Bought him a chain. Bought him a watch. Bought him some Mary jeans. It don't feel like nothing because it's not coming out the checking account. So his brain don't register the pain. But then the statement comes. Minimum payment interest. Now he's paying for things he don't even have anymore. He paying for a meal he already digested. He paying for shoes he already scuffed. He paying for nights he barely remembers. And he like, how did it get this high? Because you didn't have structure. You had emotion. Now let's flip that to ownership. Ownership is boring in the beginning. Ownership looks like stacking money and nobody knows. Ownership looks like learning a skill and nobody claps. Ownership looks like building something quietly. Ownership looks like not posting everything. Ownership looks like delayed gratification. And that's why most men don't choose it. Even in your relationships. Because most men want the reward now, just like y'all want some pussy now. They want the applause now. They want the feeling now. But wealth doesn't respond to emotion. Wealth responds to destruction. Let me give you a relatable example. Two men make the same money, same job, same pay. One man lives like he up. He got a car note, he got designer, he got the lifestyle, but he has no savings. He has no plan. He one emergency away from panic. Oh, the other man looks regular, drives regular, lives below his means, stacks, invests, builds a little business on the side. Nobody claps for him yet. But guess what? 5 years later, one man's still performing, the other man has leverage. That's the game. That's ownership. Now let's talk about why men avoid discipline. I'm saying the best type of man is a disciplined man because discipline feels like restriction. It feels like you're missing out. It feels like you're denying yourself. But discipline is actually freedom. All right, just like a woman doesn't want a man that's not disciplined because the man that can tell himself no can tell life, I'm ready. The man that can tell himself no, life tells him you stuck because you always responded to your impulses. Now I'm going to give you 3 rules. And I need you to understand these are rules, not suggestions. Rule 1, buy income before image. Before you buy something that makes you look better, buy something that makes you earn better. A skill, a tool, a system, an asset. Something that pays you back. If it doesn't pay you back, question it. Why are you doing it? Rule 2, build assets before applause. Stop trying to impress people who don't pay your bills. People don't pay your bills. Right? Stop trying to win validation from strangers. They don't really care. They don't really give a flying F because applause is fade, assets compound. Rule 3, discipline before dopamine. Stop rewarding yourself before you built anything. Stop celebrating effort. Celebrate structure. Celebrate consistency. Celebrate ownership. Now let's tie it back to masculinity. A man without discipline will always chase comfort. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels good. But comfort does not build empires. Structure does. Sacrifice does. Control does. If you can't control yourself, you will never control money. If you can't delay gratification, you will never build leverage. If you can't sacrifice status, you will never own your future. Now I want you to really sit with this. If your money habits change based on your mood, you will always be unstable. If you spending when you stressed, because a lot of y'all like to spend when y'all stressed out. Right, stress eating, you know what I'm saying? Or going to the mall, buying y'all stuff, spending when you happy, spending when you bored, spending when you feel like you deserve it. You are emotionally spending your future away. That's not a money problem. That's a discipline problem. Most men don't lack opportunity. They lack structure. You can build something off of $3,000. You can build something off of $5,000. You can even build something off of zero. I did. But you can't build anything off of ego. If every dollar goes towards image, you will always feel behind because image always needs to be upgraded. Ownership compounds quietly. Status demands maintenance. So when I say you not broke, you undisciplined, I'm saying you can fix it because discipline is a choice. Structure is a choice. Ownership is a choice. Everybody, don't got it in them, but they do. But you got to stop chasing applause. You got to stop renting attention. You got to stop performing and start building because the man that builds quietly always wins loud later. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Just like how back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Right? How back in the day you had the nerds. Now look where they at. Now look where they at. Now look where they at. If y'all want more, follow me on Instagram, Paulie the Wealth Talk. We're not chasing applause. We're building ownership. So subscribe and like, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button.